Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Kev from the gym. Please like the video on the way in. Trying to boost the content, boost the channel, and get in the algorithm. Damn, I need a haircut, bad. Barbers on holiday, how selfish. But you know, got to do what we got to do. Right, this is a quick video, a bit of a breakdown and fight preview about Fabio Wardley. He's got his big fight announced against Gerald Big Baby Miller in Ipswich, his hometown stadium, Portman Road. And I think this might just be a bit of a banana skin. I think it can be a little bit of a tricky fight. Why do I say that? Well, first and foremost, we know what Fabio Wardley is known for, that war of attrition style. He's very fit, very game, very durable. He's improving in terms of his technical ability, but you know, he hasn't got that amateur sort of pedigree, so he's always learning on the job. But what he does have is just that raw sort of dog in him, that raw will to win, that desire, that fight and grit, that determination. And oftentimes he's beaten more skilled fighters, more experienced fighters, more technically gifted fighters. He's beat them through being the fitter man, the stronger man, the hungrier man, and just having that sort of that fight, that dog in you, something that you can't teach. Now, in my opinion, Gerald Big Baby Miller is a similar way. I think Gerald Big Baby Miller, PEDs or no PEDs, he's a very, very fit man for 300-pound plus heavyweight. He's very, very fit. He works at a pretty good pace, a pretty constant pace, 10 rounds or 12 rounds. And it's only really at the very, very back end of about maybe 11, 12 that he might slow down a little bit. But generally speaking, he works at quite a good pace. Very, very high volume, very high work rate. It might be because he doesn't tend to load up on every shot. He's very much a volume puncher, a combination puncher, but he does have quite good fitness for such a big guy. So that's going to be interesting. You know, what's it going to be like when Fabio Wardley's in against someone who's, you know, obviously bigger than him in size, but probably just as fit, just as game, obviously got a lot of heart, a lot of determination, got that grit in him as well. But Big Baby Miller, he can box quite a bit. You know, he's got a decent jab. He's got pretty fast hands for a very big guy. Not a lot of pop, not a lot of power in his punches, but he's got, you know, decent volume. A little bit tricky. He works the body quite well, in fairness. But he has got some skill. You know, we've seen him in some pretty decent bouts. Anyone who can go 10, 12 rounds with someone like Daniel Dubois and push quite a decent pace and sort of make him work is a pretty good fighter. Anyone who can, in my opinion, pretty much outbox Andy Ruiz, albeit, you know, pretty close fight, but and Andy Ruiz, I believe he says he had an injury in that fight. Anyone who can compete on that sort of level is going to be a tricky fight. It means that they're technical enough against the best heavyweights. They're obviously fit enough, durable enough, and it's just going to be a tricky fight. What would I have done? I would have chased that Pulev fight. We've seen some of the interviews with Fabio Wardley and Frank Warren. They've said that they tried to make the Pulev fight and Pulev just wanted too much money and therefore they looked at other options. In my view, I would have overpaid Pulev to get that fight at Portman Road. Reason why I say that, well, this is the first fight that Fabio Wardley's having in his hometown in the stadium. It's going to be a big fight. It might even be the first fight they've ever had in the stadium. I'm not so sure, down in Ipswich. But basically, it's going to be a coronation. People are going to turn up. People are going to support. It's going to be packed no matter who the opponent is. I understand that Gerald Miller is going to sell the fight. He talks very well. But in my opinion, this fight, whoever Fabio Wardley fights at Portman Road doesn't need to sell the fight. It's going to sell itself just for the fact that it's his homecoming. So what I would have done is I would have paid over the odds, got Pulev there. It's an easy win, but more importantly, you know, you win the WBA regular title, and yes, it's only a regular title, but it just makes it a bit of a coronation. It's like, yes, you know, hometown fight, hometown stadium, you win a regular belt against an easy opponent, and it's just a bit of a, you know, a celebration, a bit of a coronation piece, similar to what Matchroom and Eddie Hearn did when they basically bought the title for Anthony Joshua against Charles Martin. You know, they brought Charles Martin to the O2 in London. They paid him way more than he deserved and way more than he's worth, knowing that it was an easy fight, a voluntary title defense for Charles Martin against Anthony Joshua. So obviously he wouldn't normally take that fight, but they paid him enough to make it worth his time. And then that's easy win for Joshua, boost his career, a bit of a coronation celebration piece. And for me, that's what they should have done with Fabio Wardley. I just think that Jerome Miller, it's a winnable fight for Fabio Wardley. Don't get me wrong, it's a good fight, but it's an even fight. And whilst you might make Fabio Wardley the favourite, I haven't actually seen the odds yet. At time of making this video, I've tried to look online for odds. I can't really see anything yet. I think it's pretty much a 50-50, and I do think it's a bit of a banana skin. And it's a good fight. It's a fight that I suppose it's a good name. It's a good fight that can make sense. But for me, just not for Portman Road, not for that celebration piece, not when you don't have to, not when the fight's going to sell itself because it's your homecoming. So a little bit risky matchmaking, but I'm rooting for Fabio Wardley. We have to go with the Brit. I love his team. Got a lot of love for obviously Dylan White. He trains when he's in London at my old gym. A lot of love for Fabio's manager, Magic Mike. Good guys. So I hope they win it. I just think it's a tricky fight. Going to be an entertaining fight because they're both fit, both game, both durable. I don't know. I can't see Fabio Wardley stopping Jerome Miller. Can I see it? I'm not sure I can. I'm not sure I can. I mean, anyone can get stopped late if they gas a little bit, but Jerome Miller's got a decent gas tank, PEDs or no PEDs. He's got a pretty decent chin. It was quite hard for Daniel Dubois to get him out of there, and he was basically teeing off on him for the whole fight. And it was only literally last 10 seconds he was able to get in there. And that's Daniel Dubois, super explosive, super strong, super punch power, super technical. So for Fabio Wardley, I think it's a good fight. It's a tough fight. I just don't know that it's a fight they needed for Portman Road for his homecoming. But nonetheless, fingers crossed for him. All the best to him. Wish him well. And hopefully he can pull it off and do it. But, we'll make a breakdown closer to the time where we sort of see them train a little bit, see how the press conferences go, see how, how it shapes up. We'll look at the odds and things like that. But at the minute, just on first thoughts, I think it can be a bit of a banana skin. But hey, that's my take. Please leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about the bout. Is it a good bout? Is it a step too soon? Is it poor matchmaking? Does he need to take a fight like Jerome Miller? Is it easy work for him, perhaps? Is it just a good name? He's going to talk a lot and sell the fight. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts about it. And yeah, if you like the video, please like the video. We're going to try and keep it consistent and boost the content and try and grow the channel as we can. I'm just a boxing coach who loves to talk about boxing. If you like the video, please like the video. Peace.